Recording in progress. Oh my gosh. Can you believe, Miss Jamie, we are almost at 200 episodes. Some
Um,
specials coming on that day.
whoo, whoo. We are on episode 190 though today.
Right.
So,
90.
what are
And
we talking about today?
it's automation that pays, build it once, profit forever. We didn't talk about automation for a lot of reasons, but I feel that the audience is obviously ready. I think that the market is ready. Definitely the industry is going in that direction. So this is going to be part one of two.
Mhm.
And oh, I guess I should introduce myself in case you don't know who the hell I am. My name is Shannon Miller. I am a cleaning business. This is Cleaning Business Life podcast, and I am a systems first cleaning business coach. Oh my gosh, that was like seashells on the seashore. And today we're going to talk about automation that actually pays you back. If the business still depends on you remembering everything, you don't have a business. You have a job.
It is. It's a glorified job. And I think a lot of people don't realize how much time they're actually losing every single day doing things that could be automated.
Right. Sometimes, and I will preface it with this, your certain phases of your business when you're brand new and you may be bootstrapping it, you might not have the funds initially to automate, but it could be a goal marker that you do. I always recommend that the first automation you thing that you get is a digital calendar system. Jobber is our favorite. There's
Mm.
ZenMaid, Launch 27. There's
Service fusion.
like 10 or 15 of them.
There's a lot.
And then, most people think they have a time problem, but they don't. They have a repetition problem and getting it. And we talk a lot about this, Jamie and I, getting it from your head onto paper or somewhere else
So
is
hard.
like half the battle because you're the bottleneck. So you're answering the same messages over and over and over again. That's an indication that that project or that task needs to be automated. Explaining the same services, chasing the same confirmations. It's rinse and repeat. So if you have an automated system like with Jobber or ZenMaid or whatever, it takes one less thing for you to have to do in your day. And I say this a lot, Sam, if you're out there listening, when Jobber first came on, it's been 10 years, 2015. Used to call legit 50 to 60 homes every single night after whatever else went on in my day. Hi, this is
Yeah,
Shannon with Castle Keeper Cleaning and just calling to remind you blah 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 blah.
like the OG.
Right. And when that first happened, I was just like,
And then to, schedule for your employees,
right.
like a huge map. I can already see it, like a huge map and
You're gonna go here,
stay
here,
over.
here, and here.
Yeah, yeah. Uh,
So it's a game changer, and I recommend that if you don't. Google Calendar used to charge. They don't charge anymore because we're the product, which is fine. But you can't really confirm that the client or the cleaning tech gets the information. They'll say, "Well, I didn't get it. That's why I'm not coming in." And then you see pictures on Facebook. They're down at the creek swinging off the rope. You're like, "Yeah, thanks."
in the beginning, we used to do appointment reminder text, and it takes so much. Now it's just I don't even think about it. It's totally automated. They send appointment reminders. We can send texts that are we are on our way. They the I take pictures of my cleaners in their uniform, and the client can see who is coming to their house, so they're not
Right.
surprised. It's like, "Tracy's on her way." "Oh, okay, she'll be here in, 15 minutes."
And super important, especially after Maria Perez and her passing last year. So
Yes.
I think the automation piece is huge, and the very first piece of automation that you should have should be a digital calendar system. So it is part of the cost of running your business.
Yep.
Jamie and I have both discussed how I'm on the legacy plan because I don't need it, but maybe towards the end of the year that's going to change. Jamie has the premium plan where it's like $400 a month, I believe, and she has all of the bells and whistles. Jobber has really improved in the decade that it's been in business.
Right, and I didn't start off that way. Grown like, they have grown with me. They've grown with my business. Each year, I've always like, "Okay, I'm gonna bump it up." and whenever you bump it up, you get more and more things with it. Uh,
Plus you get on the beta testing stuff. There's all kinds of cool
yeah, then you get starting to get asked about beta testing and because 'cause I'm in there all the time, and then you get sent garb, merch. Um, but they've really grown with just know that I started at the very bottom tier, and I remember whenever I was like, "This I cannot afford $120 a month." And now I'm like, I cannot afford not to have.
that runs your business.
It
They
is
take
the
credit cards
brain.
now. I mean, there's so many benefits and features than it used to be, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's the brain of this business. It runs everything. I do payroll from it. I pull their hours. I mean, just the scheduling, just the scheduling part for yourself, how organized it keeps it really it makes it productive. It's faster response times, texting. Gosh, if you go up, you can get their marketing suite, which is a whole nother thing that they get emails. I mean, you can do all sorts of things with it, but automation is very important.
And automation that pays is not about tools, it's all about the outcome.
Yeah,
And taking it like I used to spend like an hour, hour and a half every evening. Now, once you put them in there, it automatically does it. You don't have to think about it. So technically,
about it.
10 years in, I'm still saving myself an hour and a half of having to call people and say, "La, la, 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 la." Not to
I
that effect, but you know what I mean. You get
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
right, and it's not about being techy, you guys, it's about being effective,
Right.
right?
So you don't need more apps, you actually need some structure. I'm always talking about structure and patterns. Let's talk about where the money's leaking. It could be a slow response to leads. Even if you're still out cleaning, you should be answering your phone. If you don't have an answering service, do that for you. When you start to add up all of the layers of your marketing and you realize how much you're paying per lead, which has gone down exponentially in the last year, thank God. But you're still blowing through $100 or more per lead. That's before you even close the deal. So you should it doesn't matter if you're in someone's home, you should just answer the phone and figure out how you're gonna take notes inside your iPhone while while you're talking in the bathroom.
Yeah, it don't matter, I answer that phone.
Yep, answer the phone. Inconsistent quoting, again, you can get sidetracked. It's really easy to get segued. You don't have any follow-up or you don't ask for the sale. Hey, I would love to put you on the schedule. I have the 15th open. Will that work for you? And they'll be like, what?
Right?
Last minute cancellations. That's a biggie once you start to get a full schedule. When they cancel at the last minute and you can't reschedule another person in, you should be billing them for the full cleaning because your cleaning techs deserve to be paid.
And we do, and we do, and we have been able to condition and train our clients to know, "Darn it, I didn't get that." I believe, what are we at, 24 hours? "I didn't get that 24-hour, and go ahead and charge the card. I'm sorry. See you next month." And they don't wanna lose that spot.
Right.
They don't wanna lose that spot, and that's up to you whether or not you wanna continue services with them or not. But all of the Shannon just said, all these leads, the quoting, the follow-ups, the onboarding of the client, cancellations, that all comes with our she calls it a digital calendar. It's also a CRM,
Mhm.
which means client, uh,
Yep.
retention
I thought it was client relationship management, but it
management, right.
changed. I don't know. Everybody
Maybe not.
coming up with new acronyms all the time.
Maybe, yeah, maybe you're right. I think you're right. Um, and people think that they need more clients. Not the case, right?
Over time, if you're providing good value, which is what we discussed in the last podcast, your clients won't want to move. We're creatures of habits. We don't like change. How many times have you been in the grocery store and they've rearranged Costco and you're like, dude, the chips were over on this side last time,
Uh,
right? Or you go to the grocery store and they've moved everything around. You're like, I just want to be able to come in, not have to think and make it just, you know what I mean? We're creatures of comfort. So once you started providing all that value and that consistency and the air quotes of trust, for those of you know who are not watching, they don't they don't wanna change unless they're forced to, and then sometimes life happens and that happens as well, but we get really comfortable with where we are, and with Jamie's case, she's so popular that they don't wanna lose their spot. Okay, just go ahead and take care of what you need to, but more clients you don't wanna put more clients into a broken system, you wanna have a firmed, consistent onboarding system with your clients, just like you have an onboarding system with your cleaning techs, which technically are your clients, but we can talk about that later. And there's just a lot of little processes once you get the 3 big systems in place. It's really easy peasy and it can run on automatic. So you need to automate lead response, pricing structure. So it should be pricing structure should be consistent like McDonald's, right? If Jamie was working in my office, Jamie and I would be on the same page what the pricing structure is. It isn't like I'm going to hook you up because I'm trying to close this deal and get my 3% commission. It's this is the structure that has been set by the company and this is what this cost for this. And then there has to be a follow-up, and sometimes the follow-up is still done over the phone, depending on your situation and what you're doing, or the follow-up is done through an email. Sometimes it's a text message. Hey, I saw you in the grocery store. This is because I'm a small town. It was so good to catch up with you, and I hope that things are great. I just want to touch base with you and see how your cleaning was. And sometimes they're like, oh my gosh, and it's totally fine. You haven't heard from me in forever. And other times they're like, well,
oh, they let it build up.
right,
They
and if
could have
you
let
have
it
a lot
build
of
up.
clients, this isn't realistic, but you could have an office staff do that, and that could be a form of customer service and indirect automation, but the direct automation should be the AI comes in or the email system you've set up to structure it to go on, and then they'll say yes or no. I mean, I like when I see 10s back for customer feedback. I'm like, "Yes."
Yeah, same. And that comes again, it comes all with a and it should a good CRM or digital calendar or whatever will have that. They will have an auto I plug in everything, I plug in their quote, I have it set up, I want to do a follow-up on this quote in 2 days or a day, however you wanna do it.
And you tell it.
Yeah, and it automatically follow up. It sends out an email and, "Hey, just a quick note here." I don't know exactly how it spends it. I haven't looked at it in a while because
I
I'm
haven't looked at mine either.
fully automated. It does all my follow-up from my lead response. Pricing structure is in there. I need to probably work on that a little bit, and we can all work on that together. Because again, it's trying to get it out of my head so that I can bring somebody in the office to know, they can close deals for me. They know
Mhm.
what I'm charging, and they can help close those deals. And client expectations, definitely, that's again, inside of my automated CRM. We have it right there. I have purchased, um, Shannon's and I have literally taken some of her stuff and dropped it into I use Jobber. I dropped it in for client expectation, and I just kinda tweaked it a little bit to kinda make it my own and sound like it's my own voice. But, yeah.
So simple systems are done well. And you'll notice if something goes awry, it's up. The system isn't working as smoothly as I'd like. For example, Riverside wasn't working today. So we had to I couldn't even see anything on my end. And thankfully, I had a system for the podcast. I put it in the Google Calendar so I could reference which podcast was what. Cause I was like, I have these show notes. Where do they go?
I
So
know,
you,
it's
you
great,
have to
yeah.
have a system because sometimes tech doesn't always work. So you want to have it simple, KISS, keep it simple, stupid. I'm a big advocate of that. I tend to like if it's too simple, it's too complicated for Shannon because my brain works a lot different than everybody else's, and I'm like, oh, I just made that way worse.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Yeah, it's overcomplicated.
right. So don't try to build everything at once. Uh, Wait until you're ready, but do try to take on one slice of it at a time so you don't get overwhelmed. Like I said, the biggest piece I would do if you're going to get any form of automation before you get a sales funnel, before you do Facebook ads, you need to have that digital calendar system. The second thing I recommend is being able to sell something off of your website. So you would need a website first. And remember that you want to have a website because social media doesn't belong to us. If Zuckerbucks went bankrupt tomorrow, we'd all lose a lot, right? So, or Facebook owns Instagram, doesn't it own Threads? It owns like several social
Right?
media things. Think Facebook and YouTube at one point might merge. Who knows? Uh,
Yeah, yeah,
so you need to think about that. But if you don't plan on it, then nothing gets built.
yeah, and if you or you build it and you don't ever update it.
Right.
It's a big one. You've
And then they'll
gotta go
say,
in
well,
more
automation
constant.
doesn't work.
Yeah, yeah. This today's podcast has me as soon as I get off of here, I'm going to go to my new office and make sure that all these things are tightened up and work on it. That's what this podcast helps me so much because it's like, yes, yep, I gotta work on that. So tightening everything up a little bit.
Definitely. So start with what you can repeat. What do you say every day repeatedly over? It's like talking to your kids. Do you say the same thing 15 or 20 times? That's something that would need to be automated. What do you type every day 10 or 15 times? That would be something that you would automate. What do you forget to follow up on? If you're not a pen and paper person, you need to have a way of following up. So you either need to have that done automatically because your system does it, or you need to have an app on your phone where you're talking into it. Notes is free on your iPhone. You could do a to-do list for blah, 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 blah. And if you're really sophisticated and using AI, ChatGPT will actually make you reminders. You just have to say, I need a
Mhm.
reminder for this, and it'll actually list it all out for you and everything. So there's no excuse not to do it anymore. It's they've made it easier should you want to do that. And that's going to be your starting point.
Yeah, that's and what's the first thing they should automate? That
I think that the
um,
CRM.
yeah,
Definitely, and
having
then having a website and then having someone be able to buy off the website. So there would have to be some sort of follow-up, and then anytime they buy off of a website, they always buy the cheap package when they always need the higher end package because they just don't wanna pay. You're gonna have to call them anyway, so, you need to have a system for that.
yeah, well, I think once you, like, get over the hump of, like, okay, if you're ready to scale, pay the price, go with the lowest tier or lowest product, and really honestly see that you're like, "What have I been missing out on?" And you're gonna realize really quick that you cannot live without these automations if you wanna scale.
Right,
Mm,
because 'cause you're holding yourself back.
yeah,
So, lead response is always something that you wanna have an automated thing, so if you and it should automatically click. It used to be that you needed to have Zapier to, like, marry these all together, and then I could never figure out Zapier, so I'd always have to pay someone to do it because I'm like and it was always some weird thing, like a period or I missed a hyphen or what I'm like, "Oh my god, I apologize," but we don't need it anymore because AI steps in and is doing a lot of these things. What do they call that one marketing thing? I see it all over. What is it? Go Highland,
or go high level.
go high level.
Oh, high level is now you're starting to get up there in techie world, but,
Right.
it's, more of capturing, like, your sales funnel, your
It's a
emails.
funnel maker.
It
And
is a
when it
funnel
first came
maker.
out, I didn't even know what it was. All I saw was the girl with the shorts. I'm like, why does this girl keep showing up on my feed with these
And
shorts and the suit jacket? I'm like, this makes no sense to me. And it
and
worked.
it
I remember, right?
I think that's her name's Allie. I
I
think
think
she's
so
a
too.
yeah, I think she's a coach for Go High Level, how to put it together because it is a s you're built you're basically coding your for your business. Now you can use Claude, something that's called Claude, that is more for business-oriented,
Longer text, longer.
Chat GPT. It's a, GPT named Claude, but it's more for the business aspect of everything. Chat is more for I mean, for everything. Claude is specifically for plugging in numbers and, automations and stuff like that. Those are things that you can check out too.
There are
Um,
several there's actually a ChatGPT for just the medical industry, there's one for just attorneys. There's a lot of
um,
AI showing up now that you should be able to take advantage of, and I like that they all have a free version so you can check it out. I'm a hardcore ChatGPT, but it took me a while. I remember trying to figure out how to make it work. I'm like,
me
"I don't
too.
understand, I don't understand." Now I've done everything with it,
Oh,
like, legitimately,
yeah, no, me too.
and I've started to putz around with Claude, but I'm like, "Oh, I don't know. What do with
Yeah,
it? What do I do with it?"
yeah, yeah. Well, Libby, she has made something for the cleaning industry, which is
Right.
called Leia.
Layla. Layla.
Uh,
Yeah, there's lots
so
of
that
AIs.
I mean, there's a lot out there, you guys, and I believe they're all free. I
I
mean,
believe
'cause
so too. There's a paid version and a free version,
right, right.
and I
They're
just get tired of, like, "You've used up all your time, come back in 4 hours." I'm like, "But I'm trying to finish."
I know. One more thing, hang on. Yeah. So,
So,
yeah,
if you do nothing else after this episode, write one standard response for new leads. If you're having a problem on what to come up, some of the actual like Jobber has a mild AI in there. You could always go to ChatGPT and say, "Help me write a response for this," and
right.
it'll spit it right out. You just copy and paste. Create one pricing structure that you stick to. So be consistent. If your move out cleaning start at 35 cents per square foot, then say that. It just and, like, remember, it depends on the size and the scope of the job. I've walked into some doozies, I'm like, "This is nothing what you described. This is gonna be this much. We're looking at 15 grand, and you need to kick it over to me now or we're leaving."
Yeah, yeah, but that's also you need to evaluate, that it goes back to that, you need to evaluate your systems at
Mhm.
some point in time and constantly,
At
not
least monthly.
constantly, at least once a month once you find the flow of everything. That's something that I definitely probably have been lacking on because I've been doing a bunch of moving, a lot of stuff has been going on. But yeah, set one follow-up message. I believe mine is all good news. Good news. You have an appointment tomorrow. We have a 24-hour by text, 3-day by email of appointment reminders, and you can fiddle with that, see what works best for you and your company. And that's what works really good for us is the 24 hours, the night before for the text and 3 days by email. So yeah, automation is not about replacing people. It's about replacing chaos, and that cannot be more true. And if your business only works when you're working, you don't have a system yet.
Right. So that's just something to consider. If this episode hit home and you're realizing your business needs more structure, because I'm really big into that, it's not just more hustle. Go and check out the Pricing Blueprint Masterclass because here's the truth: automation without solid pricing and structure doesn't fix your business, it amplifies the problems. Definitely.
And in the next episode, we're gonna break down exactly what to do to automate it first, what can wait, and how to actually build this without overcomplicating it.
It kind of gave you a sneak preview for sure, insight earlier. But thanks for being here. As always, we love you. And we'll see you in the next episode of Cleaning Business Life.
Have a great day, guys.
Take care.